Legendary referee defends Herb Dean amid Alex Pereira's calls for his job after UFC Freedom 250 controversy. Herb Dean has the backing of one of the inventors of MMA's entire rule set, Big John McCarthy. For years, there have been questions surrounding some of Dean's more questionable calls in his latest feud. But things have ramped up in recent weeks after a concentrated campaign from Alex Pereira following a number of shots he deemed illegal in his defeat to Ciryl Gane at UFC Freedom 250. That historic night at the White House was followed up by some dodgy decisions, first at the Meta Apex in Las Vegas and then Baku by the veteran referee. And there are now petitions calling for him to be sacked from refereeing altogether. Big John McCarthy defends Herb Dean amid onslaught from fighters and fans. Nobody is more aware of MMA and its rule set than the legendary Big John McCarthy. He was involved in defining many of the rules during his early days in the sport, and he believes that the shots in that UFC White House fight were completely legal. During an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show today, McCarthy was shown a number of photos that appeared to indicate illegal punches. However, he claimed that they were all fully justifiable shots and explained what is the back of the head. We have different commissions. We have different groups, we have different people, McCarthy described when talking about MMA's big problem. When the unified rules was put together, I made it as open as I could with what was occurring at the time as far as what the back of the head is. We were coming into the world of boxing, and the commissions were very comfortable with the boxing world. They were not comfortable with MMA, so they wanted to go with headphones, anything behind where one would wear a pair of over-the-ear headphones, like it is in boxing. Medically speaking, they're right, it's what the back of the head is. But boxing is a 180-degree sport, meaning we cut that boxer from those headphones straight down the sides and at the waist, then that's your legal areas where you can punch, you can't touch their back or do anything. MMA is a completely different sport, it's a 360-degree sport. In the early days there was no back of the head and we didn't have any complaints of people going, oh my god, they knew they could be hit. When you believe you can't be hit somewhere and you are hit there, it's an attention getter and you go, hey, you can't hit me there. So I'm not blaming the fighter in any way, but the back of the head starts at the crown of the head, meaning all on top is good. It starts at the crown, which is towards the back, going down, and it's a 2-inch strip. Where Ciryl Gane's elbow is at is a good spot. It's not a wide strip. If I put my hand back, it's my 2 fingers is what the back of the head is. Our major concern, and where the whole rule comes from, is the occipital junction where the skull and the spine come together. That was what the doctor was truly concerned with, so we could take, say, a mohawk. McCarthy then explained that there was a brief period where the decision on what constitutes the back of the head changed from commission to commission. As for Pereira and Gane, McCarthy admits that there were a couple in there which he felt may have been illegal shots. However, that has now changed under the unified rules. However, he said that he often tells fighters once they're in position for a finish to go for their opponent's ear so they can't reach an illegal area. That's how open the back of the head is. As long as you're touching an ear, you know you're going to be good. Actually, he continued, while you're in the act of trying to go after your opponent and they move their head and it hits them square to where that illegal area is, you're going to hear me call out your name. I'm going to tell someone, say their name is Bob, Bob, that's a good shot, it's on your opponent. He turned his head. I can't expect you to stop that mid-throw, but I don't want you to come with a second one. I want you to either switch hands, come over the top and switch directions and tools. But don't come back with a second shot in that area, because there's too many positions where you saw Ciryl Gane in that fight go after his opponent. I think at times he becomes reckless when he has the opportunity to end the fight and starts to just wail. Do I think Ciryl Gane is a dirty fighter? No, I don't. It happens with a ton of fights.